I've just finished another cycling and camping trip, this time from London to Sweden to see my husband, who is Swedish. Really excited to be on the way. I took the train from London to a place near Chelmsford. Past lovely village pubs and cricket pitches and huge golden fields. As the sun sank, I arrived at the port. Here I am in Holland, and having a really easy day going from Hoek of Holland, where the boat goes in, to The Hague. It's about 30 degrees, so you really need to be either in the shade or cycling. I think I'm going to try and find a place for a coffee and an afternoon cake. I feel like that would be really nice. I spent the evening with my lovely old school friend Andrea and her husband Arthur, who gave me lots of enthusiastic advice about cycling in the Netherlands. Now I am heading out in the direction of Utrecht, and the first challenge is actually to get out of town on the right road, because there are super cycle paths, but I've got to get used to how to follow them. I passed canals and windmills. I stopped to cool down at Bergen-Belsen. Sometimes the road traffic had to stop for the canal traffic. I rode on lovely lanes to the town of Bergen-Belsen. And then along the old Rhine. Hello. I was in the area called the Green Heart of the Netherlands. I camped at a site in the polderlands north of Utrecht and ate mushroom risotto as the sun set. Well, it's now Tuesday and I've just set off from the campsite at Portingen, which seemed to be very unpromising but actually turned out really nice. because there was nobody camping there actually apart from me.
I rode along the Amsterdam-Rhine Canal to Utrecht. After Utrecht, I headed into the higher lands in the eastern Netherlands. I went through Amersfoort. It was super hot. It's Tuesday afternoon now, about 4 o'clock, and over 30 degrees. It's been up to 33 today. I stopped to pick up water and then had to shelter from a storm. And the thunder and the lightning is quite near actually. It's so much cooler. Then I continued east into the province of Gelderland, whose forests. Well, this is the last little bit before I come to a campsite. Well, here I am. I think it must be Wednesday. I'm heading towards Apeldoorn. It's lovely. I stopped at a place called Twello and bought bread. Then I crossed over the IJssel River and entered Deventer city. I was in the easternmost province of the Netherlands now, over IJssel. I went on along roads lined with trees, past fields of cows. On dusty trails, I entered the Salland Ridge National Park. I found a pump that had water in it. I camped at a super simple woodland site. The next morning I rode north through Woodland and crossed the river Redgate. Today I feel like I want to cross the border into Germany. I've been tootling through Holland for so long. Right in the corner now where Germany and Holland meet. Feels a bit lost here actually. There's a slight feeling of the back of beyond. I rode along the Almelo-Nordhorn Canal to the German border. So this is the border. The field there behind me is in Germany and I'm standing in Holland. So I'm going to turn left down that road and I'm in Germany. How amazing. There's no sign at all. So this is Germany. I stopped at a fantastic campsite on the River Ems. thunder rumbled and then a storm broke. When I woke up, mist was drifting over the river. As I packed up, the sun came out. There were lovely old farmhouses and sweet cornfields. I came to the town of Fürstenau and rumbled up the cobbles of its main street.
Oh, well, I'm on these super long straight bits at the moment. I'm heading for Bergen-Belsen, trying to catch up a bit because I seem to have gone quite slowly in Holland. Oh, finally I can see a bend at the end.
I stopped for coffee and was hit by another thunderstorm.
Well, here comes the rain. I haven't finished my coffee. Oh dear.
When I came to the town of Dinklager, the rain really came down hard.
Well, it's Saturday morning and I'm camping at this place called Heath. I'm back on track because yesterday I did an absolutely massive leg. I arrived here through sheets of rain. Anyway, slept really well, but it's still raining. I've got a puncture, so I'm just having a second cup of coffee as a treat, and then I'm going to change the back tyre. I've got a front puncture as well. Anyway, both done. Oh, so hopefully I can go on. Right, now I'm going to pack away all the soaking wet tent.
I went on through flat farmland south of Bremen.
It's got a kind of deserted feel about it here. Strange land. There are very few houses and then some of them are abandoned, and then there's just like some abandoned agricultural buildings.
I rode through tiny towns, including Neunkirchen, where I stopped for an absolutely brilliant bratwurst. I managed to buy bread at a larger town. There were more lovely farmhouses. But some of the towns seemed lonely and half dead. In the evening sun, I rode to a campsite on the banks of the river Weser. I woke to bright sunshine. I crossed the Weser. I was in flat countryside with red brick farmhouses and huge fields.
It's Sunday and it's super duper quiet. The shops are all shut, so thank goodness I did get those rolls yesterday. It's so hot, about 30. You just get really sticky, and I've got sun cream on, and then that's all making the dust stick to me.
After another rainstorm, I rode into the town of Visselhövede. So somehow quiet and lonely. I was now in the Lüneburger Heide. I crossed huge areas of flat, empty farmland. I aimed for a campsite near a place called Schneverdingen, and it turned out to be a luxury 5-star place, absolutely jam-packed with motorhomes. I pitched in the lumber yard, which was the only place I could find, and wondered what to do about registering. It was a bit naughty, but to save trouble I just packed up super early and left. I had breakfast at the roadside after a few miles. At Egerstorf there was a cute church, and behind it a very cute cafe. Plus more lovely old farms and thatched houses and a fantastic windmill. Then I arrived in Lüneburg, which was a brilliant old town, full of hollyhock cottages and a red brick church and magnificent townhouses and street cafes. Across the flat land north of the city. I am so tired now. I've been outside for a week. I can feel my patience is quite thin. Like, things go wrong, I haven't got that much resilience left now. Finally, at the city of Lüneburg, I reached the Elbe. Now across the Elbe, I was in the German state of Schleswig-Holstein. At my last camp, I had my last dehydrated dinner. The next morning, I used up the last coffee, and I packed up the tent for the last time on this trip. That's it, last one. Well, here I am on the last leg. The weather has cooled off somewhat, so it's about 28 now, which is really relaxing and nice. And to the ferry tonight. How exciting! A brilliant plate of chips. And I arrived at Lübeck. I headed north of the city to the port at Travemünde. I had one last quite fancy apple cake to celebrate, and then I took the night ferry. I arrived the next morning in Malmö.